This week on Whole House Black Pot Weekend Getaways, we're getting away on our rainy front porch. On the menu,
we're doing a cinnamon swirl bread. So stick around.
well, hello.
Welcome to another getaway onto the front porch. We're actually just cooking out this weekend.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it started to rain, so we're going to do this quick. What are we going to fix? We fixed it when we went to our little camping area.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend,
yes.
And it's a cinnamon swirl bread. So
the only one of them coffee cakes that Leslie will eat because there's no nuts on it.
So, fruit in it.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to get around and get back with you in just a minute.
All right, see you here in a few minutes. Okay, well, we got interrupted for a rain shower, so we're going to try to beat the next rain shower. So I started with the dry ingredients, which is flour, salt, baking powder, and also sugar, even though some people don't call sugar a dry ingredient, but we use it as a dry ingredient here. What I'm going to do is put it all on one side because we got to add our wet. Now, to do it right, you mix your wet all mixed together in a separate bowl, then you can pour it into the dry. That dirties another bowl, which is fine, but we have found that without much problem at all, you can actually take your eggs, which is our next ingredient, 2 eggs, put that in your bowl, okay? Do a quick mix on your eggs, right in the corner where you don't have very much of your dry mix in there. Okay, so you could mix my eggs up a little bit right there. The next thing is a little bit of vanilla, teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. Then, last 2 ingredients is only 2 of these, I think it's 12 ounces. I actually called for a little bit less than 12 ounces, but didn't seem to hurt last time we did it. We added that anyway. So extra yogurt didn't seem to hurt it. And we got 1 more ingredient, and I forgot to bring it out here. And we're going to go in and get our oil. Look at my list on my phone, exactly how much oil. I think it's a 1/2 cup, but I better double check.
And how is that on your phone? What do we use? Not that it's a sponsor, but
we're using a program called AnyList, and it's pretty handy. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. You can put your list recipes in there. You can make it, turn them list, click on that list and make it into your recipe, turn it into a shopping list. You go shopping. You can also share it with your spouse or anybody. And then if you go to a big shopping spree, you divide up, and if you're linked together with your 2 phones, you can watch each other click things off as they shop and pick them up. So it's really handy. Okay, so that's it for our liquid add, and then we just get everything mixed up in our bowl here. We just mix this together. We're going to get our Dutch oven ready.
and yes, we're not practicing what we preach. The briquettes are already going. Since we're fighting weather.
Okay, so I have taken 10-inch deep Dutch oven and lined it with.
Did you put the vanilla in that?
Yep, while you were in getting oil. So now we're going to add it. Now you can do it in half of it and then put it in cement in the middle. But this is, we're going to change it up a little bit as we make it cinnamon swirl bread and kind of swirl it in.
And yes, we are not like other cooking shows. We get everything out we can.
Let's try that. That's it. Okay, get that level. Enough. Because we're going to have to take the last thing we add, of course, is third of a cup of third of a cup of sugar, a teaspoon of brown, excuse me, take two. Last thing we add is a third of a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to sprinkle that all over the top. Nice even layer. Now, if you wanted to, this would be perfect time to add some nuts. You could use almonds, pecans would work great. But since our daughter does not like nuts very much in stuff, we're not going to add that. So, to make it cinnamon swirl bread, we're going to use this part of, and we're going to kind of give it a little swirl. You wouldn't do too much because you want it swirled. Okay.
You still want stuff on the top.
Yeah. So we got quite a bit of stuff on top, so we just kind of give it a little swirl. So, lid back on. Charcoal.
We've probably got about 10 minutes, don't we?
Yeah, once the charcoal's a few more minutes, we'll get this bacon, so we'll be right back. Okay, charcoal's ready.
Now, Wade, you better tell them how hard it was to get them dang briquettes
we had a little
started.
trouble getting them going because everything out here was wet except for the charcoal and the corn cobs. But I put them on a completely wet table, so the corn cobs didn't want to go too good. So I had to get one of them little propane torches to kind of help get things going. But once you did that, we're okay. So, okay, as I said earlier, we're doing a 10-inch deep Dutch oven. And we want about a 350, good 350 Dutch oven, temperature-wise. So we're doing a 26 pieces of charcoal since it is a deep Dutch oven. So, let's see. Two, three. So we're going to do 8 on the bottom. Okay, so we did 8 on the bottom, we're on the outside edge as always. And then on top, we're going to do a full ring, and then we're going to do 4 in the middle to give us a kind of a checkerboard style, of course, on top. Now, there is some controversy while we're talking about, while I'm getting these arranged, as to whether or not you should use foil in your Dutch oven. The true old school idea is you do it right and you just put them right in the Dutch oven, which works great. With sweetbreads, it's a little bit more of a pain to get them out. Doesn't hurt anything. The only disadvantage to the foil is things like if you did like a pizza crust or bread that you wanted, like a yeast bread that you wanted to brown, you don't get a real good brown on the bottom. I noticed that with the pizza crust because I tried to make one time. It would be easy to get the pizza out and we could cut it up and serve it, and the crust didn't get very good on the bottom. So you really don't want to use it for that. But you could also use, I think you get a little better browning for sweetbreads besides using foil would be to use some parchment paper. So that works pretty good too. So that's another option to be able to lay that in the bottom, and then you can just lift the whole thing out. Easy clean up on your Dutch oven. So either way works, whatever you prefer. And this is going to take about a good 30 minutes. So we're going to do a full 10-minute cook, and then we're going to do a regular rotate, and then keep going in the 30 minutes. We should have some good, tasty cinnamon swirl bread. So see you in a minute. 30 minutes total cook time. So it's time to check.
I got my toothpick.
Yeah, we need to have a regular cake, or which is kind of it's more of a cake than a bread, really. A sweet cake, like a regular cake. You can check it with a toothpick. It looks like it's almost done, like it on top.
Oh, I can tell it's done.
Comes out clean.
Look at that.
That means it's done. So I'm gonna set this out of the way.
We are going to let this totally cool, because it has one major flaw. If you try to eat it while it's hot, you're gonna get crumbles.
Yeah, it crumbles. Just like any cake does that.
And
You know,
I
regular
tell you,
cake.
we know what this tastes like, so we're gonna do it off camera. We'll get a picture of it. One of us or both of us eating it. So we're gonna end this video here. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, which is a like. Share us on Facebook or Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification button so you know when we have them. Videos.
Right, yeah, and weather permitting and nothing crazy happening, next week we're going to be at another one of Missouri's state parks.
A wonderful state park.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we'll see you there. Bye, everybody.